Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we're doing another video reading a chapter from Hermitcraft. Freedom? We are on chapter 9 and, well, yeah. As you can see, the latest update added a perspective button on the video you can see there. So, yeah, I had a little fun with that. And it's a little laggy, still not the best yet, but it is still a work in progress, so I wouldn't worry about it. But yeah, there are captions available if you are interested in following along. But, of course, you don't have to. You can just listen to it wherever you want to watch it and listen to it. Yeah, I just built a pattern. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Grian looked down at the wooden sword in his hand, gripping it firmly, returning his gaze back to his opponent. Scar was sitting nonchalantly in his wheelchair, with a similar wooden sword resting casually on his lap. A wisp of a smirk on his face. The large room was filled with the voices of interns and the other hermits who decided to take part. He was surrounded by friends, but even that hadn't been enough when the defectors had to come for them. Are you sure you want to do this? Grian hesitated, readjusting his stance so that he would be able to move more easily. You never know when it might come in handy, Scar said simply, putting his hand on the hilt of the wooden blade. His green eyes gleamed with confidence. If the redstone geniuses can't find a way to get around the null, I need a way to be able to help. Grian bit his bottom lip. Is this really what you want? Scar nodded, lifting the blade from his lap and holding it in the air. There's always a way to do the right thing, even if it means a little work. Grian giggled. Okay, don't be afraid to go hard on me, Scar warned, with a sly grin. Sorry. Never. Grian lunged forward, raising his sword, and he heard the wood clash with his friend's weapon. Scar pushed his chair back with one hand, aiming an offensive blow. Grian blocked it, trying to go for another angle. Each attack was easily blocked, as Scar managed to fight with one hand and push himself with the other. You're getting good at that, Eliza complimented. Grian looked up, seeing the girl smiling. Her partner, Josh, was standing beside her. The upgrade helped a little, Scar panted, lowering his blade. Still need to get used to not having the buttons at my disposal. Well, at least we can help when needed, Josh said. I want to be ready for anything. Scar lifted his chin. They will be. We don't even know what they're planning to do, Kate admitted, stopping her spar with Luke. You can't get anything from Gerald? Grian frowned. The 13-year-old shook her head. He's not telling me anything. Not unless I join him. Which you won't do, Grian added quickly. Of course not. He wants to hurt my friends, and I can't let him do that. Let's just hope it doesn't come to it, Luke said. And if it does, we'll be ready. You'd have to kill me. Kate's eyes flashed. No one's killing anybody, Clara sighed, appearing behind the girl. But it's true, Kate crossed her arms. I don't know how far he'd be able to go if he was able to get what he wants from me. He could try to break me. Certainly trying. You know you aren't alone, Jem stated firmly. That was always his greatest weakness. No matter how many times he tries to hurt us, as long as we have each other, we'll be okay. But what if you can take that away? Kate asked softly, looking up at the hermit. Jem smiled, glancing over at Skiz, who was standing to her left, before returning her attention to the girl. I think one of us has proven that nothing is impossible. There's always a way, Skid said matter-of-factly. He snapped his fingers and grinned. There's always something that's worth fighting for, even if it seems small and insignificant. always find a way. Grian bit back a sad smile. So do we, Scar replied, rolling up beside him. You think we could try more than one opponent now? Are you up for that? Clara rose an eyebrow. I have to be. No, you don't, Grian interjected. You won't be alone. I wasn't alone last time, Scar turned to him. We fought hard, but it wasn't enough. So what's the point? What's the point? Grian asked, looking over at his friends. If we're just going to fail again. You don't stop trying, Skids replied, his piercing blue eyes shining. There's always room to improve. Our enemies know it as much as we do. We'll be ready, Eliza said confidently, glancing over at Scar. So you can take on a few interns? Don't take it easy on me, Scar smiled. I want to know how Sam and Liam do it. Oh, really? Liam raised an eyebrow. He was leaning against the wall over by the window. I'm game if you are. Are you sure this is okay? Grian squeaked as Liam pushed himself from the wall and walked toward the chest. Scar has a point, Liam said, pulling out a wooden sword. We can't guarantee that the protectors will be there for you. We need to be ready. Even ready when they might separate us. We can hear the sound of rain. Or is that wind? Or is it Maddie sleeping outside the door? How would they manage that? Grian swallowed. Liam shrugged. They always find a way. Sam sighed. Grian sighed, looking over at Scar. Want me as backup? I've got this, Scar beamed, looking up at him. And so do you. I sure hope so, Grian chuckled nervously. Besides, I want that picnic, Scar stated, glancing over at Clara. It's a machine. My ears are weird. Clara laughed. Just be careful, okay? If you fulfill your end of the deal, I'll do my part. Excellent. Scar grinned, raising his sword as high as he could. Then let's get started. Grian smiled, taking a step back to give his friend some space. He could no longer resist Scar's determination, as much as he wanted to make sure his friend was safe. He knew the hermit was right. There was always a possibility that the worst could happen. The defectors happened to catch any of them alone. They could do serious harm, just as they had with Gem and Impulse, just as they had with him. There would be no stopping them from trying, just like the hermits and their friends wouldn't stop fighting either. Each side had a reason for why they were here, fighting in this war, even if it was a little safe picnic with him and one of his best friends. But it was more than a picnic. It was time. There was no way of knowing how much time he had left with his friends. It could all be taken away in an instant. And that thought alone was terrifying. And that is the end of Chapter 9, correct? Yep. That is the end of Chapter 9. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. This is a shorter episode, but that's fine. No harm in a shorter episode. Enjoying a little bit of sparring with friends and having a little fun experimenting. Yeah. I definitely didn't write this chapter to figure out how I would do another book. Definitely didn't get inspired by that same book that I was working on to write this chapter. Yeah. There may or may not be something in the pipeline from my own books later down the line. So, yeah. I thought I would get some practice in, see what works, see what doesn't work. Feel free to give any advice or pointers or things I could do better if you're interested, but not required to. I would appreciate it, but yeah. feel free to leave your thoughts and theories down below in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.